Let me ask you a question. What do Veselin Topalov, Levon Aronian, Alexei Shirov, Maxim Vachier-Lagrave, Ali Reza Firouzja, Wesley So, Hikaru Nakamura, and Fabiano Caruana all have in common? Well, apart from being some of the strongest players of the modern era, they have also all lost with white in the Alekhine defense against Magnus Carlsen after the moves e4 and knight f6. And you might say that's just because it's Magnus, and while you'd be right, it's not easy to beat top players with black consistently, even if you're our dominant world champion. So the opening must also have something to do with it. Carlsen has always had a soft spot for the Alekhine defense, and he's played it quite a bit when he was young. He's played it again when he reached elite level in 2007. He played it quite a bit at 2700 level. And last year he played it very regularly in high-profile, crucial online games against his main rivals and scored many wins. We're going to analyze these games and try to discover the secret to Carlsen's success. In many cases, his opponents, despite being some of the best prepared players in the world, didn't know the most challenging ways to play against the Alekhine and didn't play the most crucial lines. He surprised them and scored many points. We will analyze his most instructive games in depth and mainly study his opening and middle game strategies to see what we can learn from them. We'll group them by variation so that we can see how his handling of the opening has evolved and been shaped by his experience, and over time and as he became a stronger player, how he changed his approach to the opening. There will be young Carlsen games and more recent games, and this will give us an excellent overall understanding of the Alekhine defense and a very good idea of the state of the current theory. Then we will study the opening itself in great depth and analyze the most theoretically reliable lines for black. Your opponents probably only face the Alekhine defense once in every maybe 50 games with white. So if you remember the ideas and even a fraction of the theory, you will know far more than they do. If you studied the course seriously, you will be on the cutting edge of theory in the Alekhine and know more about it than anyone you are likely to face. I've analysed all of the lines in this course very deeply and tried to find the very best responses for black. This analysis changes the assessment of several well-known variations that are currently thought to be very good for white. And I've turned that verdict on its head and found that black is actually fine or better in a lot of those lines. I've picked the most dynamic, confrontational, counter-attacking options at black's disposal while still aiming for absolute theoretical soundness. The result is an Alekhine defense repertoire that will last you a lifetime, as a tremendous surprise weapon or an effective main repertoire choice. So please, join me in exploring this fascinating opening and start winning games with black just like Carlsen.